Greetings and salutations. It's your boy Super Dave back again with another hot tip for you to take along with you in your studio or in your house or in your garage, to be ground up finely, placed in your favorite smoking implement and consumed graciously. So we got another tutorial here for y'all. This one, as you can see, is on our old friend Digitakt, which is an amazing piece of kit if you get a chance to get one. You know, Electron has done a bang-up job with keeping this thing updated with all kinds of new firmware. I'm not even going to get into it, but if you follow Electron or any of their products, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, this has been out for years, and they're still putting out just crazy updates on this thing. It's almost a completely new piece of kit. Since they've updated all the updates they've done, it does so much more than it ever was initially able to do. And they're still putting out updates for it, like 5 years later or whatever it is. So yeah, it's pretty sweet, and props to Electron for, you know, service after the sale, because that's important. Alright, so if you haven't checked out some of the videos I've done, feel free to go back and peruse. But right now, today, we're going to be talking about the Digitakt. And so what I'm going to show you is, as you can see, I have a couple tracks here that I'm playing, and these are actually, these triggers that you see here, these are actually arpeggios, and that's one thing that the Digitakt does not have, is an arpeggiator, for better or for worse. But either way, what I've done here is basically taken an arpeggio from my Modi X, which has a whole shit ton of arpeggio patterns. You can even make your own. I'm going to be getting to some videos about that in the near future, so please stay tuned. But the triggers you're seeing here, basically, I got the cymbal hi-hat on track 6. That's just kind of like click track. But on 13 and 14, what I've done is, if you have an arpeggiator of any type of synth or keyboard or whatever, that has arpeggio patterns, which I really like about the Modi X, because while arpeggios can be a little bit redundant or whatever, you know, they're a big part of, you know, like, you know, they're kind of ubiquitous, right? And there's a lot of arpeggios, and even newer pieces of kit, synthesizers and such, and they'll come with some patterns, but, you know, it's pretty limited to just the basic up, down, random, that kind of thing. So you could even have this coming from Ableton Live or another DAW if you wanted to. I don't use a DAW, so anyway, the point is that these are not these arpeggios. I played them in and recorded them on the Digitakt, because the Modi X is coming back into the Digitakt, so you can record the arpeggio pattern in the pattern sequencer, and then you can save that or what have you, or just use it for the song you're on or whatever, and you don't have to have it the arpeggiator constantly playing, if that makes sense, because these are trigs, right? So this is an arpeggiated pattern But it's not just playing the arpeggiator. It's actually, those trigs have been recorded into the Digitakt, and now the arpeggiator from whatever source you're using is not on currently. It's just the trigs coming in that I've recorded into the Digitakt. And the benefit of this is that, for example, the synth sound that's on channel 13, I'll isolate that. Alright, so this synth sound is actually coming from the Korg M1 Legacy Edition, which was actually one of the first pieces of software I bought way back in the day. I mean, I think it was maybe I don't even know, 2000 and something. Anyway, but that software does not have an arpeggiator. Some soft synths do, some VSTs, whatever, but this particular one did not. But it's an amazing, I mean, the M1 was, I think it still is, one of the most widely produced, sold synthesizers ever made. And the reason that is because it was one of the first synthesizers that actually gave realistic sounding instruments. So this is maybe not the greatest example because this is kind of a patch that I threw together that's using basic waveforms. But you know, the M1, it's a great deal. In the Legacy edition, the VST, it's not free, but it does have a lot of realistic sounding samples that they use for the sound sources, plus all the regular waveforms. It's a digital synth, obviously it's a VST, but that was why it was so popular, apparently, because before that it was hard to find synthesizers that actually made convincing piano sounds and convincing organ sounds and things like that, like the DX7, DX9, whatever, the Yamaha DX7, yeah. That was really good for FM sounds, which sounded futuristic and cool, and still do. The Modi X is kind of the great grandchild of the DX7. But at any rate, it's got an FM engine, but right now, basically I'm going to show you how to record arpeggios into the Digitakt or any other type of pattern sequencer that allows you to bring MIDI into it. So you can record the pattern down as an arpeggio, so it'll be triggering the Digitakt, and then save it, and then you can turn off the arpeggiator and you can use this same pattern with any other sound source you want that you could send out via MIDI. So this is, the arpeggiator came from the arpeggio came from the M1 VST, and then I'm using it. I'm sorry, the arpeggiator came from the Modi X, and I recorded it in the Digitakt, and now it's currently playing the M1 Korg M1 Legacy software. So that's what's happening right now. So taking arpeggiator from some source, recording it in the Digitakt, and then using it on another source. That's the basic gist of what's going on. And this second track I got going here in track 14. So that is actually a Modi X pattern that I recorded into the Digitakt from the Modi X, and then I send it right back to the Modi X, and it's playing the arpeggiator, but the arpeggiator is not playing. It's just triggering the arpeggio. So if we look at the trigs on these tracks, these are the trigs that I recorded. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Hopefully you'll find that beneficial. So let's do this. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cue this up. Okay. So this is the arpeggio. I'll go ahead and clear this out. All right, so now there's nothing on those tracks. So here's track, this is back to track 13. And I'm going to go ahead and trigger it from the Mode DX arpeggiator. Okay, let's see what happens. Whoa. That happened. Mad feedback. All right, look at this. So now you can hear the M1 right now is playing the arpeggio pattern that I just put down on the Mode DX. All right, so now all I have to do is record it into the Digitakt sequencer. All right, so I turned off the arpeggiator. Sorry for the feedback. All right. I had to change some of the settings on the fly there. It was getting a little bit weird. So I have these all set to adjust the parameters inside the software. All right. So now I have this arpeggiated pattern playing back on the M1, which again does not have an arpeggiator. Let's get a little hi-hat going there. triggering the Modi X. Alright, so I got my arpeggiator triggered up. Alright, let's do this. See it triggering the Digitakt right now. I'm going to go ahead and record this arpeggio pattern on track 14. And I'm going to turn the arpeggiator off. So now I have both arpeggios playing, triggering both the VST and the Modi X. Neither arpeggiator is on, so now I have these patterns that I can use, save, use on other synths, etc., etc. So it's a really cool way to kind of be able to use an arpeggiator. The Digitakt does not have one, neither does the VST that I'm using. Now I'm able to basically use these arpeggio patterns